So I know that I shouldn't go in that store. What store was that in? Sorry for the bad quality. I have a few sample Riftbound decks. Wait, you have some Riftbound decks? How did you get those? What? I want one. Lego collection? Oh my god. Wait. You cooked. Damn. You can buy them in Macau. I'm not a big collector, but I saved it because it looks cool. F1 Paddock Club. 2019 friends. I was working for F1 that summer. Driver delivery. Byron poster that you made. And your cat. Signed by all 3 main dub VAs, voice actors, and Buh. Wait, that's cool as hell. You got it signed by all the voice actors? My dad's old Sega Genesis. We saw that. Cards. Nice view. Music, gaming, tea, coffee station. Okay, we'll check out videos later. For the Red Stappen fans, a reminder of the times when he wasn't driving a tractor. What is that? His Red Bull helmet. Pirates collection. My cat is an LR enjoyer. Aww. Cat. Is that a CS knife? ECS gang, we rise. Bro, your desk is stacked with stuff. Oh my god.
What? I have nothing else. I'm dead, bro. I don't have anything.
Dope.
It's good, it's good.
Aww.
2v4.
Cats.
Good job.
Pokemon stuff. Nice.
Yes, and. But what?
Stealing the kids' toys from McDonald's. Bro, you got the same one I got.
Welcome back to the
This
ADC
trashy
match
thing.
of the week where MKOI strikes first here in a world where no swap lane exists anymore.
Nice.
Finn,
Some elite trainer
Mirvin is
boxes.
back, and he's reigning supreme.
Manga shelf.
You hate it as a top laner, don't you?
It's so
Oof, manga shelf.
You love You're telling me I'm gonna go home after this.
F1 2008 Formula 1 Singapore Grand Prix ticket. What? 2008?
2024 winter split when Mirvin joined the split.
Yeah.
He came in week 2.
Nice, some
everyone is getting
Warhammers.
barriers on blue side because they don't want to
And some
deal
stones.
with it. I don't want to deal with it.
Nice.
Why?
You don't have to.
Why can't
Lost
it just be
Ratone's
normal?
jersey
Like,
framed.
I don't
Damn.
want it.
Because it's working, obviously,
Video,
and I feel like, yeah,
sharp
maybe,
katana.
maybe BD has forgotten.
From my
maybe
wife,
they
I
were
like
not
tea.
prepared for this.
Oh, you collect
You
tea.
never know what's gonna happen with this guy, but I feel like he was running this
You haven't
game,
replied
he
back
was
to me in a
running
long
top lane.
time.
Do we attribute the
Maybe I haven't
success
replied back
to
to you in a long
Mirvin
time.
and the fact that he can think outside the
You never
box
messaged
like
me.
this?
I mean, I think it's a huge
What?
link to a team, and I think I will attribute a little bit of it. I think still MKOI as the bigger picture team here just did better overall, right? But I do think that this
Oh my
virus...
God.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
What is that?
This is both cursed and amazing.
No, you didn't
honestly. I
message me.
love it.
Oh
Shout
my
out
God.
to
I would
our
also lose lane
production
against
team.
this.
There he is, but yeah, this
Oh
is
my
scary.
God.
To
SEA
play
gang
against and to
collecting
look at, and I think
waifus.
it was really around the team fights that it
Oh my
started
God.
to really come through, which is not what you think of when
That's
you
a
think
lot
of
of
Power Stop. You
waifus.
think laning phase is going to be the worst, and while he did punish a rumble, he really just did
Oh,
start coming
Master
online
Chief
around the
stuff.
mid-game fights.
Yeah, he also now goes TP. as
Star
well,
Wars
because
statues?
sensible.
Wait,
It
this
is
goes crazy.
complicated.
What?
So baby steps, baby steps.
What do we think about the development of the game, though?
Buzz
Because
Lightyear?
they held, I mean, look at the stats.
All the
Very
Halo
good.
books?
That looks
Wait,
like a
you're
ranged
stacked.
And to
right
me,
there.
yeah, but to me, it's like a symptom
Long-time
of what
Yu-Gi-Oh
MKOI has
collector.
been able to
Big.
do this game, the fact that they weren't in the driver's seat and they just didn't let go.
No, I actually think it.
Some
like, if we
car
wanna be real,
pictures.
I think it was an extremely clever draft from
Mhm.
the way that
Born
it
to
panned
Yap,
out,
forced
but
to
also
lock
the
in.
fact that you get Ivan with 2 AD carries still in a meta where it isn't AD carries in the mid lane.
Small
but you
vinyl
have an
collection,
SEA still,
nice.
Like, there is so much value out of an enchanter
SEA gang,
not
nice.
support, but a jungler when you can just go for an engaged support.
2
as well.
shelves
I
of
really
maths
like the
books.
compositions from MKOI, and I have liked a lot of their compositions.
It is good, yeah.
Yes.
I don't like
Yes.
it. I
Oh
don't
my
like it.
God, look at
I
that
don't
room.
Like it.
Well,
Excellent
it's a
call.
hard sell.
Yeah, it's a hard sell, but I feel that it's been working for them.
Eye of
Why do
Sauron.
you feel like this type of draft structure,
Novel
especially,
collection.
works for MKOI and the players they have?
I mean, it works because of this guy right here.
You
right?
made
Yeah.
But I
these?
also think that they love to.
Cute.
They have shown in the past, right? I think it's only
Your
just
small
a year
Pokemon
ago when
collection.
They said we come in and we don't even
2015
know what we're
Pokemon
gonna
Japanese
draft.
XY
Unfortunately, we got
Pikachu
there when they had
promos of
Frescout.
Gyarados
So
and
I think the
Magikarp.
fact that they have players that are not only
The
willing
Moors
to, but really want
collection.
to.
Yeah.
dive into all this
80,000
flexibility
euros?
is fantastic.
What
What?
does that make of MKOI then? Because
No, 800.
running back at the beginning of the split,
What?
they didn't have the best
What?
debut
This
there,
is your
but I also
collection?
feel like they were facing off against
What the
some
hell?
of the strongest
Yeah.
teams we're supposed
These are all
to have in the league.
PS8?
So gatekeepers
I mean, I
Top
think they
4 potentially. Like,
absolutely-
where
And
do
you have
place them?
unopened boxes.
absolutely top 4. They're
Wait, what if
absolutely
you
should go up
opened
there,
them?
and I think
Thoughts?
that they are only getting better from where they
What
were
if
in
you open-
winter, and I think that they had a rough schedule. That first
What if you
week was
open them?
against G2 and it was against KC. Now they had what? Team Heretics, and then they had BDS.
CS:GO
like,
collection.
It's a ramp-up week for this Rogue
my God,
MKOI
what?
squad, and I'm only thinking that they're going to continue to grow because when you're winning games,
I don't
on
know where the
stage,
gold
it's
guy is,
easier
but look at
improving
him.
as well. You ride that momentum.
Nice setup.
Yeah, and I gotta give kudos to them playing to their strengths, and I think that's what teams should do. They should notice what are their strengths.
You like
how
Lord of
do
the
they
Rings.
win
You got
games,
officially
and
licensed
looking
ring.
over at BDS,
Big.
Yeah, you gotta know what is his
disappointed
strength.
Officially
side
licensed
for me.
gold
Like,
ring,
I
hobbit slippers,
really
and few
don't
signatures
like
from some of the
seeing them all free
actors.
on these
Wait, that's
tank
cool as
junglers.
hell.
I really like give
What
that
does he
man
need?
give
the
that
fuck?
man a spear in his hand. Give him a Nidalee or a
Elijah
Shimshao
Wood.
and really allow him to make things happen in the early game because I've seen him time and time again.
Wait,
Yeah.
that
He's
setup
effective
looks
fights,
too
he doesn't
clean.
actually look that comfortable starting the fights, and I want him to actually have the agency in the early game, and then in the later stage
Nice.
of the game, take a more backseat role in the top
Plushie
and give
collector.
that opportunity to other players on the team.
And I
Nice.
think that brings a bigger discussion into like it's just that we
Liverpool
don't
fan
really know
watching
what
Liverpool.
BDS, kind of identity is right now.
Yeah.
Ever since that they rebuilt this roster, it feels like they don't really know what they want from this. Are we playing through an irrelevant?
6
Is it a
misprinted
jungle
holographic
mid
cards.
performance where we got a good draft with
Oh,
Nuke
yeah, I see,
and,
it's mega
1v3 with the
misprinted.
Nidalee Jace. You can't always get that. When are we
Nice.
playing for
Oh, you
Ice?
guys
I'm
collect
really
so many
missing
stuff.
seeing them play for Ice,
Jelly
honestly.
Cat
I thought
collection.
Ice was super good last year. I just haven't seen the same sights of that this year.
What made me sad is that when I read the interview that Nuke
Wait,
did with
your
Armand
girlfriend
from
made
GP
these for you?
Sports, he
Yeah.
was saying
Wait,
that
they're cool as hell.
right now the team is aiming for playoffs. They're aiming for the top 6, and I cannot help but think about the expectations from this team a year ago.
What
Top
a fall
3,
from grace.
top 1, a championship, a fall from
Unseen
grace, as
Forces,
you say, but
Pokemon,
where is
nice.
the solution if there's one?
Yeah,
Playing WoW in
they really need to
Dalaran,
stop breaking
nice.
the pyramid reel because they came in.
Are you holding your table up with boxes?
Apex for a few years. We don't want to see that descent.
More
We wanna see
Pokemon
them
cards,
get back
nice.
And actually compete for top 4, top 3 because I think they have a lot of good pieces,
Star Wars
but
Lego.
They really don't seem to work together at all right now.
I feel like they don't know how
MTG
to get
binder
these pieces to work
from
together.
Transcendence,
For me,
big.
That's what the most baffling when I look
Yeah,
at
for
BDS.
sure. Especially because when you think of BDS as
Bro,
a
you guys
team,
have
their
so much
biggest strength
collectible
was
stuff.
never anyone
What?
shining. They were all very just decent at
How
one
many
thing, which
cars
was
are
fast.
there?
We had solid
Bro,
laning.
what?
No one was really a crazy
Damn.
standout. Yes, we did have back in the day some Atom picks, but the real
What?
big strength
Open
was
them.
just we are just playing
Open them.
standard League of Legends where we're building around these
Open
objectives.
them.
We're fighting around the Drakes, and we will just out team fight. It was very
Damn.
basic.
Yeah, and I will say when
I
you
can
get a guy like 1-3, you have to abandon that.
Bake or
And they
plan, got all the
can't linger
jerseys,
on that
nice.
Image. They have to really develop a new one because I don't want them
Clean
to
setup,
play
like it.
old BDS. I want them to create a neo BDS
Gen
and
G
see
fan.
how far they can bring this.
Got all the
team. Because
jerseys.
I still think
Nice.
1-3 is
And
a great
Ice Pack
player.
collection.
I've said this time and time again. He shows moments of greatness.
Knives
and I
collector.
wanna see him actually develop into a player that BDS builds around.
I
starts
wish
on high.
113 would believe in himself.
My
as
pets,
much as
you have a
believe in
snake and a cat.
Finn. Honestly, that's what I feel
It's
like
been
is
hard
missing
lately, but I'm
sometime
trying.
from his player. We see that BDS
Violin.
is going to be on the red side. Who would they want to empower with the last pick they're going to have?
I would like
Nintendo
to actually give
3DSs,
last pick to Paris, and I will tell you that why.
games,
because I want
comics.
them to, as GB said,
Bro,
try to aim to get more.
You have a
leads in
treadmill
the
while
bot
you watch
lane.
TV.
So I think with Midias is their best. Is when they get
Nice.
leads in the bot lane and stack dragons. Stacking dragons is what works.
E1
in
jacket.
LEC. And you
Nice.
need to simplify your game plan. Strong bot, strong jungle.
Okay, let's go
get
next game.
those are the dragons, and then yeah, pray for the best.
Let's go
Let's
next
pick
game.
for support. Casters, what do you think? Do you agree? Do we give it to Paris?
No, I don't think we do. I don't think we should. I think instead we should give it to Irrelevant. Now, Irrelevant might not be playing well, but he's a top laner, and top laners deserve counterpick. I don't care what game it is. Top laners.
Slightly biased, no?
Yeah, I am biased. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Paris was on something that could sync up with 113, and we talk about engage for lane, or rather, priority for lane, as Finn was talking about. He was on something engage-wise, so what are you going to get? Lane bully? Karma game? I have many questions here.
I think the thing that stands out to me is like we have an
Nidalee
unusually
ban.
low AD carry pool now
Ooh.
because Varus got flexed to top lane in this draft. So
True.
Good
I
choice.
feel like actually trying to prioritize an early AD carry makes a lot of sense here because you've already gotten your Ezreal, your Ashe, your Varus gone. You end up looking at things like
Corki, right?
Corki potentially, yeah, your kind of name of the game.
Yone
Ice
is
obviously
banned.
falling back towards, like, the
Azir is
Misfortunes
banned.
and
Talia
the
is
Sivers as
banned.
well, but like a lot of your champions are going to pinch there, and like
I mean,
especially
Gwen
when
is
it
going to
a
have to be
champion like
BDS's
a
last
Corki
ban
or
because
an
they're
NF,
banning Jax
you
now.
want to play
You
hyper-aggressive
ban
on the
Gwen,
bottom
they
side
get
with those type of
Kalista,
picks,
Ashe
so
is out,
now
Varus is
your
out,
Anonymous
Ezreal's
and your
out.
Alistar are gone, so you kinda
Ooh,
need to
this
go
kind of
for
sucks.
your
What do you do, play into
Leonas
Gwen or
and
play into
your
Kalista? Maybe
aggressive
trade them?
Andorels, yeah, so it definitely kind of skews the draft, in my opinion, towards that bottom side priority.
It's strange because, you know, in LPL, who are also doing best of threes, when you get to this stage, you start looking at things like Kaisers, right? Like, you get the Kaiser rel lanes, you get a lot more
Maokai
dark
ban,
comps
you just
coming
gave him
out.
Gwen.
Here in LEC, we've seen a
Mirwin
little bit of
Gwen.
Kaiser, but Super's brought it out, but it's not the most popular pick. Let's see. Again, Dagda talks about priority in bot. Corki seems like it's high on the list. Gwen was
BDS
not
gets
seen last
Kalista.
game. Straight away locked in for Mirwin when Mirwin's playing good. It's a good sign.
Yeah, Mirren gonna try and get his hands on that. I think as well there's just very little I can answer for it with the Jace
Oh my
taking
god, they
away.
have to go
And that
Kalista
Jax
Sejuani
gone,
here or they're going to lose
those
the
are kind
game.
of the
I'm not
two
kidding.
picks you'd look to take into it, but
Oh my god, they're going
looks like
Zyra.
4-1-3 on the opposite side. I'm gonna try and go for that AP jungler, so OP
I feel like Gwen,
maybe the early
Sejuani
Corki pick
is
here,
so
that
broken
you can
together.
flex it into Ice in that bottom side, but also before nuking that mid lane with the Zyra taken here.
Dagda does El Yoya play Mundo?
They kind of need Corki and they kind of need Rel.
Because
They're dropping
Mundo
Kalista.
has
I
been
wonder
as
if
shown
Koi
by
catches the
Stumon.
Kalista pick.
I mean, also by Broken Blade, by the way, in a different context.
I feel like
They
some
can
EU
go
teams
pretty
just
well.
fake ban Kalista
Yeah,
and
I
don't
think
play it
it's a match out
themselves.
here, and it's something that he is hasn't brought out, but definitely you guys had a plethora of champions that he's been able to bring to the forefront. So wouldn't be surprised if he has it in his wheelhouse. Not going to be the Corki. I thought they
Gnar.
would go with the Corki here again, just flexibility.
Gnar.
But
They're just matching
the
top.
early pick for the Gnar. I think yeah. I think
mean, you
can
could
go
pick
for the Mundo
Corki
if you really
Sejuani if
to.
you want.
Or at least take your jungle.
Mundo's
and then-
okay. I like Sejuani
My
Gwen a lot
question
though.
is, like, do you end up trying to go
You could go
for
Nocturne.
the MF takeaway here? Because when I look
I'm
at
kind of down for Gwen
BDS's
Nocturne
card,
Rel or some
I
shit.
think an MF slots really nicely into
Nice,
that.
I like the Rel.
So I wasn't sure if they wanted to. Oh, it looks like they might even leave jungle to second rotation.
I think you
and just
can't
take
play
support
Zyra
AD carry in
Braum,
this
right? So
position.
the Rel
You
is
know,
good. You could
it's not
play
common,
Poppy,
Gwen
but it
can
has to
still
go bot.
Jungle. I'm just going to throw that out there just in case because it is Koi, and I feel like the flexibility doesn't just end with Mirwin. You know, I feel like this comp in the past has been quite flexible with their champions, thanks to also El Yoya.
The
We'll
Rel
find
pick
out
is
if that's
so
really
good.
true
I think
because
BDS is getting
we're talking
so
about
outdrafted.
Misfortune
Oh my
Dagger,
god, they
the
took
layering
away
there
MF
is
as
nice
well.
now with the Rel.
Yeah, and I think that makes the most sense to just try and set yourself
I think you
up
have to
for
pick
it,
Corki
especially
on
when you have
3
the
here.
Gwen, that's kind of the
Or
answer
Jhin.
in a
I
top
don't know
lane
why LEC
perspective
teams
from
don't pick Jhin.
Misfortune because you throw it in the Hollow Mist, she doesn't get hit. So Movistar Koi already setting up
Or
for a pretty
Rakan
nice
if you need engage,
draft thus
because you're going to
far.
run out of
And now
supports,
it's
I
in a
guess, right?
What do you want to try and respond with on the opposite side? Corki may be something you can fight fire with fire here to try and give Ice some ability to fight back.
Finally,
Jhin
an
also
LEC team
fits
picks
into that,
Jhin.
but I think that may also when you've got DPS coming through from your jungle, Jhin does have a little bit more viability where he doesn't have to be that sole DPS carry from the bot lane.
Yeah. That's a bit of range as well. Utility with the Zyra mixed in. Only thing I'm worried about is that Gnar matchup top Dagda because
Let's
we
wonder
saw
what
Gwen a
supports you're
little bit
getting here.
earlier on.
Alistar is banned.
And,
Nautilus
you know, the
is
Gnar didn't really
banned.
get to pop off. I mean, I
Rel
always
is
feel like
picked. Poppy's
Gwen
bad for your
suffers in that
comp.
matchup,
Braum
but,
is bad for your
we'll-
comp.
we'll pass through that
Sejuani
because
ban
it's
hurts a
all
bit,
about these
but it's not the end of the world.
jungle/top lane bans
What
that
support
we're
can you
gonna-
play
sorry,
if
jungle
they ban
bans, we
Leona
should
and
say.
Poppy?
I think it's the support ban. I think
They
Poppy
ban
already taken
Poppy
away.
nice.
Here, but
I
Movistar
feel like
Koi,
Leona
think
ban.
you need to ban Braum. Like
Oh,
the,
they're gonna go Bard
answering to
actually.
the
I feel like
Rel,
Bard
bullet
can
time
cook
shuts
Koi a bit.
down, even trying to like deny
But I don't know if
access
it's
to
that
the
good
back
against
line is
Gwen.
pretty good. I think
Maybe
Braum
they
is such
need,
a powerful pick for Paris, and the only thing is, it does mean that you're kind of reliant on this pseudo engage from the Gnar and the Zyra if you want to start off fights. But I don't think it's the worst position to be in when a lot of what Movistar Koi want to do is play into Gnar and Zyra's range. So I think
Bard
Braum just
into
needs
Gwen
to go
sucks.
here
I would ban
for
Leona
Gwen.
here, man. Just don't
Right,
give them
one final
Leona.
ban to go.
Even though Leona
Poppy
into
ended
Rel
up being a
maybe isn't the
flex
best,
as
I feel
well.
like it's the only champ they can play.
Surely.
Lovely.
No Leona.
Alright,
So,
what
yeah, you're
support
right.
do you
I mean,
have, Paris?
BS can
Are you
slam
gonna play like
down
Thresh or some shit,
from
or
here,
Pike?
match support Dagda, and then get
I mean, it's
counterpicked for mid.
Rakan, but I just
If
don't
they
like
so
it.
choose, or do they need more engage, I guess, is what they're asking.
Yeah, I thought with the.
I guess
so
it is
basically you've got
Rakan,
the
right,
Jhin to
but
open up with the curtain
I feel
call
like
to
maybe
give you
Pantheon is
some
better.
Slow and engage.
I don't know if
to
this
start
is
things
Pantheon.
off, right?
I'm
I
a
think as
Pantheon
well,
hater, but it's
the way
probably
the
playable
Movistar's
here.
composition wants to operate is Rel diving in, Misfortune opens up with the ultimate, Gwen comes over the wall as well, and you kind of
Oh
got
my
this
god,
set,
they're
there we go,
playing
yeah,
Jhin, Braum,
set
Zyra.
opportunity to set up. So I don't think you.
Oh my
need
god!
necessarily
Oh
because
my
of the way
god.
Movistar Koi want to play. So I think the Braum
It's
gets a
so-
ton
it's-
of
the
value
Braum is good
alongside
against
the
MF,
Zyra
but
in this
like-
sort of situation. So nice
But
read
like
by
Braum
BDS,
with Zyra
and
is
then it's
so
just
bad.
wait
You
for
need
counter
Leona,
pick
Rel,
on your mid lane.
Alistar.
Hang on.
And
Much
Jhin
like
with
Arolti,
Braum is
don't just
not the best lane.
think on a wish, guys. Chill out. It's not
Jin's
gonna happen.
always
Gwen Sinzao is nice.
Wait, where do you think Rel's going back jungle?
We need a long
Yeah,
range
nice try.
mid here.
Okay.
Like a
Right,
Victor
so
or
we
some shit.
We got aggro, but is there going to be like an
Or-
Ari coming through? Especially when you already talked about the Brom. How
Or-
annoying is it to get a mid jungle pairing here when things like Brom exist, when Zyra exists?
I don't know if I like
Silas?
Sylas.
Not a bad one.
Yeah.
Also gives you kind of more
I think
follow-up
Sylas
engage.
opens up Tristana on
Aurora
5 and
does
then
kinda
actually
work as
fixes
well, but,
BDS's comp if they play Tristana on
I
5.
think Sylas blind can be a little tough.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, most of the bad matchups
Or
kind of
better.
out with Talia and Azir
I still
not-
think you
Azir
could
not
do
even being
Tristana
that
on
bad,
5 here
but
if you
I'm
want
gonna
to
go with Aurora
save the whole
instead
thing.
For what I imagine is the Jojo Pion in that mid lane.
I was
but-
going to say it's going to be Corki
I don't know
mid
if
now.
about
we
Lucian on
went through
5.
the Corki. A
I
strong
feel like
AD mid
Tristana on
where
5
Zyra is
saves
the
it.
only
Corki
MP threat
kinda does
factor,
well, yeah.
Because this is what Zyra jungles love.
Maybe it's not
They
that
love
bad
being
for
the sole
BDS.
threat.
Maybe it's not that
You
bad.
have to itemize for 2 because Zyra does so much damage.
Oh, don't
I
pick
thought
Victor,
they
please. Just pick
mo-
Tristana or some
Mkoy
shit.
would
Oh
look to
my
actually just
god,
take
it's
Corki
even
to
worse.
deny it, but
Yeah.
okay,
Chat, I'm
yeah,
running
they're
ads.
gonna
If you know
go
about
for
ads,
the
you
18
can tell what I
minutes,
was trying to
we
have
saw
to
Nuke
if you want to
over
back
the
our games
Lucian
as
product
because
before, it didn't go
what's the
as well as
Renduin's value?
BDS
What
would
Sin's
like,
gonna buy
but,
Renduin's if you play
I
Jin
think it's still
Tristana?
a lot of zone control is kind of the name
I
of the game
just
on
feel like
BDS,
these
and
two
that's what
champs
Victor opts
don't
into
work
as
well
having
together.
that gravity field to control
These two
where
champs
Mkoy
don't
can try
work
to
well
operate.
together.
So, again, Melvisar Koi, apart
And this
from
doesn't do damage
Misfortune,
until 25
relatively
minutes.
short range. Like even the Aurora wants to jump in to get a
So
lot of
I
value
feel
out of
like
her
you're gonna
spells.
see a
So
game
I
where
think that's where
Zyra's gonna
BDS are
walk
hoping
into
they
river,
catch
she's
some
gonna
of
get
these
Aurora
squishies
ulted, she's
as
gonna
they
get
enter
Rel
into
fucking
fights, but
flashed on,
you've kind of got,
and there's
the
nothing BDS can do
EFC
about
hammer
it.
comp where we used to talk about in the past, which is the don't touch me with Gwen and Zinzao ultimate. So I think this is where you've got at least a decent front line for trying to break through that front.
MC Hammercom. Only thing we need is Jace just for the dance, you know? That's crazy. I always talk about this. Our audience probably don't know what that song is because they probably know some remix version. Probably some garbage trash. That's what we're in the theme of doing these days. Did you know that? We just remix songs. There's this song going around on all the short form content that's like a mixture of like Never Gonna Give You Up and
Jake, I
then
hate to tell you this.
What?
But
Chat,
that's
who's
what
on
we've
what
been doing
side?
for thousands
Ah,
of thousands.
Dude, we do
Nothing
remix
is
songs.
original, everything's a remake.
But nothing's as good as the original.
Boy is on blue,
He's
right?
got Rick rolled on air, everyone at home. I said the name, you thought about it. That's brain Rick roll.
Yeah, and now you've lost the game as well. But
Yeah.
we'll have to find out if BDS are going to lose this game because they are.
Let's see if I can guesstimate it. Is that about right?
We need a desperate
Is that about
power
right,
as we
my
move
guess?
ourselves on into game number 2.
No, it's fucking well off.
Koi's game 1 was exceptional. Now there's a lot of setup. Up the creek without a paddle, indeed. I love the more vulgar version, but we'll keep it PG for today.
30 seconds until minions
What is that creek made
30
of? You'll find
seconds
out next
until minions
episode
spawn.
on Euphoria.
I can't say that on Euphoria either.
Oh,
mate.
can't you?
We get a couple of more curses thrown in, but I don't know how
Who's
much
your,
we
who's
can-
your guest for this coming week? Are you allowed to say
Token.
it? Oh, hell yeah. Co-streamer Insight.
Yeah,
Big.
should be fun. I have never seen my, like most Euphoria questions and stuff, like we'll put out a tweet to see, or whatever,
Yeah.
a post to see what people are thinking for it.
Yummy.
And usually you get like a few responses.
Mods, wake
and
up,
I
$0
get a few
an hour,
notifications. My phone was unreadable.
Oh, really?
Yesterday
Wow.
with the amount of messages for them. So definitely one people are looking forward to.
Oh, good. Well, you can tune into that in the upcoming week. As Jojo Tech's
Conqueror
Nuke
Zyra.
just got his Q off, and the shielding helped out quite a lot. Pot for each. Already popped up as Nuke. Just going to keep Q trading here and good dodge away as well. Mid lane matchup will be fun. Let's be real. Finn wanted to see more from Paris. He's on Brom. I don't know if that constitutes
Oh, the good
more,
news
but
is Braum does well
let's
into
see
a
how
map.
the lane goes versus Misfortune and Rel, who are a bit of a powerhouse duo.
Yeah, I think this is where BDS. This is going to be a test for them. Oh,
Isn't Mirwin like a
Great.
really good
As
Gwen
Mirren
player?
Pops Conquer. No level 2, so they can't use the snip property. But this is kind of where the change.
I don't know why,
for
but
Gwen is
Mirwin
actually
Gwen
gonna
just
benefit a lot of
sounds
this-
like a
Excuse me,
sounds
sorry,
like his
matchup.
one
Yep.
trick.
Because you do get that extra range, your E cooldown is much shorter than it used to be. So getting these trades is much easier. And plus, obviously, the extra damage that you get on each auto just makes things significantly easier for Gwen to try and manage this early matchup.
Jojo,
But I just think for BDS,
is this lane hard for Aurora?
It's something that they're, in theory, and the way we've seen them play, may struggle with.
Yeah.
Because it is a composition that you need patience on. It's about controlling space. It's about trying to draw Movistar Koi into you and then slamming down a bunch of those zone controls. So BDS, yesterday against Heretics, saw them do exactly not that.
Yeah.
So this is where I think this is a bit of a test to see how much they have.
Isn't Mirwin just a really
from
good player?
yesterday.
And
Yeah,
I
he's a
think
really
when
good player.
Irrelevant is a big part of that comp as well. When he's a top laner who's not performing like he was last year. Irrelevant was someone we were very high on. We talked about him being top 3. But this year so far, he's been really quiet.
Jojo's forced out of lane.
Well. He just hasn't been performing to those expectations. All in and bot in the 2v2. While I'm yapping away, Paris might have found an angle here, and Ice is getting good damage in response.
Takes a while to proc the Brown stun, and it doesn't.
Can say the same thing,
But Jin's taking his time. But Jin, I think, is quite strong right now, especially in this comp. Jin fits this comp quite
They
nicely.
should just continue to get the push here. So
Mages
good
with
control
Jin
of
is
the bot
great.
side. Mid is in their favor as well. Nuke being able to abuse the fact that his Q is at very long range, as are his autos. So being able to send Jojo Pyun back early, he's now going to answer, but you're still going to keep that push control across these early stages, which does open up for some plays from 113, and he's definitely been someone who's not shied away from going for some of these invades, but I think it will be on the second spawn of a lot of these camps that he looks to contest. He's already gone for the reset. He's going to pick up the Scuttle Crab on the bottom side. And now maybe looking to help out his bot side.
Well, at least one lane for BDS would be good, because top is a nightmare right now. As
A nightmare.
Waves stacking up. Okay, Ice on his fourth shot. They're looking for Alvaro here, and Paris is going to Winter's Bite flash away immediately, and Alvaro is okay. Survives the concussive blows, and Paris is out of there with the heal, while meanwhile, Mirwin took a bit of damage. Looks like a turret shot as well, but it's
Very
an easy
simple
kill.
dive, very
Yeah,
easy
does
dive
it
by the
so
Sinzhao.
nicely. Doesn't take that final
Stack your knock up on the minion.
He just stacks up
EQ auto.
strike on the
W.
creep, so it's an immediate
This
pop-up
combo
in
is
the air,
quite strong
irrelevant.
together in
Doesn't
team
get to
fights.
flash,
With an
doesn't
Aurora
get to
ult and
play
a
the
Rel
game,
ult and an
and
MF
he gets to
behind
go
it,
back
I
to a
feel
great
like
spree.
team fights, Koi should
That's the
win.
difference right now. 15 CS at 4 minutes.
My god, he's
The wave was
smashing him in
crashing,
top.
So I'm assuming some of that will be picked up, but 400 gold lead when Mirwin wasn't even the one to pick
I
up
feel
the
like
kill.
this window right
300 now
here,
for Elyoy,
Gnar
'cause he
TP top
was
and the wave is
funnel
bouncing.
inventory.
Gwen should be running
This is what
out
we're
bot
talking
right now,
about.
and
He was on
MFRL should
MK,
be
he
running
was
top to
insane.
catch, and they should
But
play
this
TP
year on
advantage
BDS
Gwen
has
bot.
not been the same, irrelevant
My opinion
that
at
I
least.
got excited about
I feel like
with,
these
my
two should be
debut
running
in
top,
LEC
and Gwen
being
should be
like,
running
wow,
into bot because the
this
wave's
guy's a real
bouncing into
talent.
Gwen.
Elyoy
And then
making
you
sure
just
work
play your
for him.
TP advantage
This
bot.
is the matchup you opted into, right?
And then you just
So
play for grubs.
You were the one that counter-picked
Then you get grubs,
the Gwen
easy.
with this Gnar, and it just hasn't quite had the impact that you want. And now the early kill going across as well, going to help
Gwen's
out
winning lane, yeah, but
massively from
it's
obviously
done now.
Koi,
Lane,
but
there's no more winning lane.
Paris
It's done.
still wants to try and
Lane's
get
done.
active,
It's
same
over.
with 113, but
You got the
Alpha
kill on
Wave
Gnar,
to
that's
cover.
it. Nothing else will
Flash
happen.
in, Jojo is low, but the setup is good. Nuke gets executed, flash away. Jojo almost dying. Nuke is closer. The Winter's Bite slows him down. Alvaro will be stunned.
Oh,
The double
clean.
flash forward from Elyoy. That was
Clean.
smooth criminal behavior.
Nicely done by Elyoy to finish
Wait,
him off.
that
Paris
fucking
trying to
Sinzhao
keep
is
the wave out
nuts.
from underneath the tower, but Movistar Koi going to have absolutely none of
He's
it as
nuts.
113
It's
appears from the
close.
jungle.
Audacious charge again. Elyoy going to take the concussive blows, flashing away, or rather Alvaro crashing down away. 113 has joined in, but he's not doing too much damage. Here's a Jin on the horizon. Ice just Wing in the middle of nowhere, but in the end, the wave doesn't crash, gets a little bit close, but Paris, I guess, did his job.
Yeah, a bit more of a lackluster flourish than anything else from Ice. He wasn't quite able to get anything working, but now with the resets needing to happen for Movistar Koi, imagine BDS could maybe look for something towards the Dragon, although 113
Actually, what by
hasn't
saying
reset in a
Gnar is
while,
about to get
just
dove.
picking off his faded ashes there, so wanted to make sure he's a little stronger. That's a very good item in the early stages for your AP junglers.
Well, Koi continue clearing vision out of bot. The pressure is on onto Ice as Super using this pushed up wave.
Isn't Mundo jungle versus
Do
Zyra
exactly
auto
that.
win?
Now top. Six
I
is
think
hit
it's-
by
I don't think
Mirwin
it's
first,
auto
by the
win.
way, and
But it's
although
definitely
a couple
really
of
good,
CS
yeah.
was gained, Mirwin's threatening. The only reason he's not really sending it out right now is because he's low on mana. Probably going to have to TP back here, Dagda, and see what he can do.
But these grubs
So
will be a
Elyoy is
bit
setting up
contested.
topside
Let's
grubs.
see if
Yeah,
Elyoy
gonna
doesn't get
reset,
6.
get the mana, and then be able to help out with
He's a
Elyoy.
bit scared,
Elyoy
though.
is trying to
He
get
needs Mirwin to
one
base and TP
of
back,
the
and then he's
groups, it
fine.
seems like for the moment, saw 113, saw that his mid laner was roaming bot side, so a little uncertain as to how many members of BDS
What's
may try and
BDS's
answer.
win
But
condition?
with Jojo coming back and now Mirren TPing
I don't know,
into
like,
that top side, I think they should be.
hope the game
an
goes
immediate
late and
turn
Zyra
after he
Victor
finishes
carries, I
his
guess.
Grub, or his grump on towards the Void Grubs.
Yeah, I mean, that timing works as well because Mirwin, he's going to get Nard back, but the Mega Nard timer for Irrelevant won't sync up with a potential Grub contest either. Bot now pinged out, already started out by Paris. He's just going to clear the ward, and Dagda 113 is bot side, so Zyra on Dragon seems like the next alternative.
Yeah, there's no real push at the moment for BDS. They've kind of been on this constant rotation of resets. You saw 113 go for the reset, then Irrelevant has to reset, now your mid lane has to reset.
So
you're
we
not really
ban
in a
this double
position to
Ruby
contest
Crystal
for a lot
mid
of
lane
these.
start.
Elyoya has
That
now
would be
transitioned
great.
down to
I would
this
have loved
bottom
that.
side as well. So looks like Elyoya kind of just looking to match 113 in these early stages. So I don't think they're really in position. You can see now 113 skipping his woes to move back up towards his top side. Looks like he does want to try and get something on the Void Grub side of things, but yeah, it's been a bit of a back and forth on BDS to try and see where they want to put their attention.
Love to see when we get towards that wave top, if there's any opportunity to stop Mirwin in his tracks, because
So Yoya didn't
the other
play for
problem
grubs.
It is Dagda, even though
He
Gwen's
kinda, like,
late-game
dropped them.
scaling has been halted a bit.
You can
It's
test
still
around
there.
bot.
Like, Quinn still scales, like...
There's still 3 grubs
like
just sitting there.
But like, how does 113 help out? He walks into lane.
You see what I mean about top, by the way? Like, you get the dive, you get the kill, great play, but there's not much more that'll happen then, you know? Very unlikely you'll get a double play.
The wave is now crashing under the tower. He's about to turn Mega, so your timing window isn't really there. So you can see instead, 113 now has gone towards the top side, clear that out, moving back
Unless
down
Nar
towards this bottom half
completely
of the map.
trolls.
But he's already started up Dragon with the push he has in boss and mid, so you're not really in a position to contest this.
Nice Drake. 113 is not doing grubs. 113 could have done grubs with Nar pushing top, but he decides to fight the Drake. Nice flash, really nice flash. Pretty good flash by Zyra. I think that rel engage was a way too deep. Even if she hits that Q flash, I feel like Zyra is...
Massively unnecessary from Alvaro. This
Zyra's
team was
chilling.
not in a position to follow up at all.
Oh well.
And you pretty much had the Dragon, so I think playing for as BDS for running through the choke was probably better for you instead, but it does mean you still at least get Dragon, but it's a kill going across to Ice.
It's true, and that's going to help Ice in this game too, especially when all other lanes are up and even bot was up before.
Zyra, no flash.
Noting that almost 10 CS lead for Super.
Ooh.
Speaking of CS leads, mid, it's about 5 for Jojo as well once he receives this wave. But here's the more important lane. Mirwin is still maintaining pressure.
I like how engrossed you are in this top lane when nothing's happening.
Dude, top, as long as it's not tanked, it's a great meta as Ice. He might be finding the opposite. Bullet time out.
Ooh, a little bit better angle than he was
Ice
cooked.
gets away, sets up with his curtain call, and Alvaro with a
Nice lane gank by 113.
It was clean, but will he survive the final shot? That's a no. Second death is second.
Yeah, I feel like when you get a lead in
113
top or you get a lead in bot,
perfect time to turn that one around.
depends on the bot matchup.
And while
But if you swap at 4 or 5 minutes, you avoid this shit from happening. You avoid that stuff from happening. And these dead lanes top actually progress better because Nar's got to crash a stack wave, right? He crashes it, his base gets chased by bot lane while they're pushing bot, he has no TP, he loses a whole wave, Jhin has the base and run top.
Just on top of it once again.
And then you have TP as well, right? So it feels like you can push the game forward a lot quicker without...
a 3 grub game with a Gwen in the game.
That's why you see some teams, they TP in. I don't know if you've seen this, maybe you have, but like, maybe you saw it today in the LPL. Your top laner will base and he'll just TP on the bot wave. He'll just TP on it, in your face. He'll just TP on bot wave. You saw that? The AD carry bases and he just TPs on the bot wave. And what he'll do is he'll catch the wave, and then he'll just run at the enemy AD carry. And the enemy AD carry has the base here, and by the time he's pushed the wave, and he's based, the wave's already under his tower.
Properly at these
So you lose the wave,
objectives,
right?
but if Mirren's popping off like this, it's hard to get there.
Hallowed missed us down though, so if Irrelevant ulti's in 113, this should be easy. Tries to skip away, ulti back in 113, sets it out, strangle those
113 is just running around the map getting kills.
And he won't get a chance, get the needles out, so Irrelevant, that patience finally comes due.
And that's just what we were talking about, right? Waiting for that ultimate to come up on Irrelevant, so then you can move him, or move Mirren into the position for 113, and 113 was it just there at the right time as Mirren went that bit over aggressive. So again,
He has
this kind
0
of like
kills.
overstepping from Movistar Koi coming in to be a major factor as 113 has kind of been reading where that aggression is going to go.
That really stagnates another lane for Koi, right? Mirwin now down in gold, and all the pressure that was going down to Irrelevant, it's a breath of fresh air. Bot's also working well in tandem in the 2v2
I'm glad
as
Jin's
well.
being played
Look
though.
at
I think Jin
113
is a really
Dagda.
strong champ
He's
when you're having
decided
champs
he's
like
gonna pay another
Zyra and
visit.
Rumble
Yeah,
and
he's actually managed to sync up now with
Maokai
Aoya,
and
having
even
that fast
Jace in the
clear
right
didn't work
comp.
from his entire jungle's down, so he's like, right, well, I just won top lane, so let me cover bot side. And he's read it as Aoya is here, but can he do enough?
Best Uber Eats driver I've ever seen is 113 hovers on the side. He makes sure your food doesn't get hot, and Paris sends him upwards, and he's absorbing damage for now, but Alvaro ticks over. Both supports.
Yeah, their
dead in the
3v3
wind
is
as
so
Ice
weak.
is chunked down, and
Even though
Aoya
Zyra is really
looking a
strong
little
and
bit
so is
deeper.
Jin,
He'll
you see
find
what I
the
mean
kill,
by the
that means Ice
3v3?
is down for the count with a
Zyra,
shutdown
Jin, Braum in a
over to the
3v3 just
Zinzao.
doesn't win.
When Koi start faltering, Dagda, we come back to the standard.
It just
There's
doesn't
always
win.
Aoya.
Yeah, Aoya having that Thunder Sky completed, doing so much
They
work
don't
in
have
that
any
fight,
like
able to bypass
nothing
a lot of
overlaps.
that aggression from, or sorry, that defensive maneuvers from BDS, and get on towards Ice, get access to 113, and there just wasn't enough then in the tank to take him down.
Aoya massive at
Like,
this point
if you
as
imagine
well.
this was Nautilus, right?
Thunder Sky, as you already
They could
mentioned,
hook
is
someone,
Mirwin versus
Zyra
Irrelevant
ult,
is gonna
Zyra
continue on.
ult,
Snip,
Nautilus
snip,
ult,
snap.
one shot.
Mirwin gonna get autoed a little
But if
bit.
you
and
Zyra root
Irrelevant
someone in this comp,
with that gang
you have
top,
to
it's
land
starting
your
to turn
skill
the
shot.
tides a bit as he approaches
Braum
the
doesn't
shooting
really have
force.
Insta CC.
This is where it's starting to get a little wobbly. So Irrelevant now starting to take control on that top side. You've got bot lane that's a little bit all over the place. 45 seconds until Dragon. So Movistar Koi going to set up a Supa in the mid lane. Look to,
Super so
I
cocky.
think, overload mid with El
They had no Zyral, it doesn't matter.
Guarantee the push for Supa and then contest these river
Didn't flash
entrances
the rel
as
engage, and then
BDS,
since I went through it.
because you've got that big ultimate from Supa.
Yeah.
Hope that as BDS are trying to retake, you can get some value out of that pick.
Dagda, as we approach 50
All this
seconds
pick game
towards the
on.
next
Yeah, no, that's
grubs,
what I'm saying. They had no means.
and 20 towards the next dragon. Just a side note, fizzy water, it just doesn't taste right. I picked up a bottle from the fridge, and it was sparkling.
Yeah, I did see the look of disgust on your face if you
It was
realize.
in a
Chat,
glass
sparkling
bottle.
water
I
is the
thought, oh,
worst
that's
invention
nice
ever
water.
made.
Water from a glacier.
Whoever's idea that was
It
needs
was
to be
not.
permabanned.
It was fizzy.
Who invented
I'm just not
sparkling
cultured, apparently.
water?
So you gotta look for the owner.
Joseph
whatever it says.
Priestley.
Oh yeah, the owner.
Big mistake.
I don't know what the word is, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just look for OHNE and then I know.
This says
Big
water
mistake.
for all. It's not for me. This water is a complete lie. Well, with this 1k gold lead, El Yoya is going to tell you a true story. Around the dragon, that's the objective stacking for Koi is going to continue. Grub's still not up. El Yoya here first, and he's got a lot of damage stacked there. This is just dropping like flies. Same position as the last dragon.
Yeah, this is kind of what we're talking about, right? If BDS have control, they can set up in the objective first and play for these choke points. But after they have already lost control, it's really difficult for them to retake that position. Paris is the only person that can really face check. You're walking into a potential flash engage from Alvaro into a bullet time from Supa. There's a lot of damage that can come out very quickly.
Nice spacing. From
Crazy that Gwen is
But
down
yeah, I think that's
600
really
gold.
where for BDS,
What?
it's starting to fall apart.
The
a bit.
Gnar.
They don't even get the cross map, and now
And she's
Movistar
playing
Koi
Ninja
getting
Tabi
her set up
haunting
the
guys
objective
against the
first, push
Victor.
in mid. So trying to retake this river is going to be really difficult for them.
Poke there for 113, not going to connect to anything. Koi got some good wards of their own control set up as El Yoya is just looking to start this off, at least get 4. Sneaking away in front of 113, though
both
not
TP.
possible. It's Irrelevant. So have to go Mega
Ooh,
Nava.
Jojo
pops
ulted
in
very
between
early.
Worlds, and Irrelevant doesn't even have a chance to get his
Maybe
health
they can
back.
kill him?
He
No.
ulties, flashes, and Jojo looks for another
Oh,
angle.
nice,
Finds
Jojo.
it. An enhanced solo kill with El Yoya in the mix, and now no Mega Nava for the equation. Stranglethorns are out again, but Alvaro is just attached
That
to the
TP is
roots this
crazy, but he's
game.
Gwen, so maybe it's
BDS are
fine.
running because with the TP on top, Miwin in a great position. Gwen immune as per usual. 113 separate.
Zyra
from
loses
team,
flash,
and
oh
an easy
my god, she's
target.
still gonna
He
die.
flashes away, but the needles are once again flying. Paris puts up the wall, but tell
And they
what?
can't really do
It's
anything,
free
like-
grubs, it's free grubs.
Who-
And Koi with the 2k gold
Ah!
lead.
BDS managed to get a singular Raptor, and they lose 2 members off the back of that play. It will be 5 Raptors going across the Movistar Koi when they decide to take it. And it's everything falling apart for them. And again, like, I like the retake as Movistar Koi had
Like,
started
Zyra
to shift
wants
towards
someone to
Irrelevant,
go in.
But this from Irrelevant was not it. Movistar Koi are able to turn so easily on towards him. And you can
well.
see, yes, the
Maybe
game
BDS can
start
scale.
taking the Void Grubs, but Nuke
Take
is
it
still
easy.
walking up from mid. Alvaro with the potential flash engage forces that early ult out from 113 because they're scared of being engaged on, and then just barely getting clipped by the Make It Rain and Mirren TPing in, then sets up for 113 to fall off the back as well. Just BDS uncoordinated on how they wanted to approach the fight, and Movistar Koi pounce immediately.
And great individual members from Koi as well. Take the fight in their own hands while Atakan was done while we were in the replay. No, it wasn't. I just saw a flower and got excited. I was about to say 16 minutes. I'm like, oh, wait, they took the flowers? But no. Ignore me. Atakan's up in 3.5 as Herald's now up.
Yeah,
It's more
Movistar Koi
important.
also didn't get that 5th grub, so it would have been nice just to get the extra burn, especially for someone
Yeah.
like Mirren, but now in a position
love
once
the new
again
standings
to
you
contest
created
for
on the
this
UI.
Riptide. Pushing mid, good, and Nuke on the bit of a business end
Thank you.
of the snips from Mirren, but look at where the position is, right? You're getting consistent shove in onto this mid wave, which then lets you come across here, and all you want to do is just cut off, removed again, but cut off that top side to make sure that it's all fine.
Did G2
for,
buy Labrov
Movistar
from
Koi.
PDS,
And
or
you
did his
just really
contract run
can't
out actually?
force your way in towards Alvaro when Supa's sticking in behind him. Like, Supa is sitting with an 800 gold lead. This MF hurts.
I wonder when Nuke's going to realize that
His contract ran
Miwin
out.
is going to stip him for all of his life.
Oh, no.
I just see it coming through. Yeah, the Stranglethorn's out again. 113. His ultis haven't been that great this game outside of the pick on Alvaro in the early Dragon. And that ulti now down, Koi might have an opportunity to
And
get top.
this was the thing we were saying for BDS. Patience was what we wanted to see from them, but we're not really getting it here. They're trying to force plays. They're desperate to make things happen, but obviously our Koi are just playing out of hand's reach. And now they're grouping on mid.
I feel like they're being more patient than BDS. Not known for
Beautiful
that
by
with the
Alvaro.
down on the turret, dead ice. There's no patience needed because
Beautiful.
it's a free kill. Set up by Jojo as well from the angle.
Oh, he
Koi are
TP'd
working
there.
well together as Nuke drops the Calstorm, but Super too healthy to care as well. He teleported in. He's going to open up bot. It's going to be a turret trade, but 2 kills back in the pocket for Koi.
Yeah, the TP from Nuke into the middle of Movistar Koi. Second time this series, he thought he was going to be safe. But Movistar Koi are just running through BDS at lightning speed.
Lamau,
Rick Terrell
EU
now
mids,
picked up.
Keck W,
Big
America,
Terror
bro,
gone.
shut
Double
up, NA.
summoners
Yo,
from
NA,
Nuke.
shut up. You're not,
Ice
this is
losing
not
double summoners
no,
as well.
this doesn't include you. Shut up, bro.
And you've got a potential third dragon for that mountain dragon that's about to spawn in just 45 seconds.
This doesn't involve you, okay?
How
You can't
do
just
you
come
try
here
to
and start
fight this
shit-talking to
BDS?
you
This
when you got
conversation
knocked out of
BDS
first
is
10
like,
groups
oh,
just
can they
because
get top
JoJo's
4?
beating
I think
BDS
the
in a
conversation
fucking
is
best
gotta
of 3
be,
regular season.
I think,
Don't
can
stop
Koi
hyping
get
up.
towards top 3,
Don't get me
top
started
2?
on
That
Inspired
becomes more
running
and
your
more fun
region.
as we start
Okay,
seeing
no.
series and coordinated
Don't even get me
plays like
started.
this.
Yeah, I mean, this is just wonderful. Super
It doesn't work like that.
Ultimate because the Braum shield is in the way, but they just have enough damage with the 4 members of Movistar Koi who are here.
Don't get me
Nuke
started on
TPs
Jensen,
in,
Bjergsen,
thinking, hey,
Inspired,
I'll be here,
every
Scorch,
EU
but
player
by the
running
time
your
it
region.
completes,
Don't even get me
he has
started.
to flash out immediately. Now Dragon on the cards. You've got 2 items
Even
now
Perks
for
and
your
Niski.
Zinzao, the
Oh, yeah.
Triforce
They ran that
completed
shit.
for Ayoya. Ripped Herald to help out. Like,
They wanted to
the
be
last
here.
Or the upgrade of the Last Whisper, the Lord Dominic's Regard, sorry,
Oh, yeah.
now finished for Super. Like, what do you do as BDS? You kind of just have to give this up, but there's nowhere to cross map. Like, top Terra's gone already. Mirwin just uses ult on the wave if you ever try to over-contest, and he still has TP to join. So, Movistar Koi just going to get this for free, and BDS are just kind of looking at it going, have you got an idea? Because I don't have any.
Well, 113's got his scoreline as his name for this game. Mr. 113 is getting outclassed by Elyoya. I think you can
forgot
say that
Whippo?
this series. The Ivan game was clean.
Maybe
Elyoya
Whippo,
was obviously more
I
of a
say
support
only, I
element.
don't mean it in a bad
Now
way.
he's on the carry,
But hasn't
7 out of
Whippo
8
only got
kills.
one
Participation.
NA
I know
title?
Dr. You feel passionately as Irrelevant going to chase down Mirwin. I'm going to hold on that thought. Gho's going to be
That's
used.
what you're gonna say.
Chase is there. Mirwin's run out of the extra snips.
Why has he got-
Irrelevant, about to go Mega Gnar, but a turret in the way.
How many titles does he have?
He's going to get chased
NA.
a bit, and Irrelevant, as he's in Mega Gnar.
You got none. No, I'm not trying to say
Can
it in a
Super
mean
actually
way.
do
I'm
enough
not
to
trying to
hold
say it
it?
like that.
Good
I'm
spacing.
fact-checking.
Nice sidestep. Alvaro now coming through, especially with Oyoya on the way as well. If Irrelevant goes down, it might be the Atakan coming soon after. Terra is not healthy enough to keep him alive. He's got the TP.
Need
The
to
wave's gonna
fire
be there, as
pros
you
to
said,
still
teleports
build
out,
shitmaker
flash
on
ulti.
Gwen.
Clean as anything from Elyoya.
What?
He'll take it up for a bit, and Alvaro will seal the deal with the tip of the spear. Meanwhile, Jojo does die mid, so there is a...
What happened to your NA mid?
As you said, Atakan's
He got
side of the
caught.
map. Turret's going to be free there. Bot is looking like Nuke needs to really ramp up the speed to get something more, because this...
Wait, what's
dagger
the better
is a
build
quick
on Gwen
play.
then?
Yeah, tier 2 Terra
Nashor's
take
or what?
from Movistar Koi. They will lose mid and bot at
Nashor's
least.
rush?
So BDS do get some go back.
They
but
held mid.
Yeah, oh actually, yeah. So you're able to hold mid as Mirren's able to cover there. Now top
Nashor
Terra
Lich
going
Bane.
down, and only 2, both Super and Elyoya. Like, that is not a huge
I guess he's
amount
going
of people
Nashor
to split
second.
that goal between. So they're going to be in a great spot. And now they're
Nashor's
on
Lich
towards
Bane. Aren't you
Atakan.
mega
No one's
squishy?
going to be nearby. Again, Irrelevance up there, has no TP, so BDS going to give up Atakan. Flowers for Koi. I think Flowers
Your jungler
for
keeps
Elyoya.
building
That's gonna
Riftmaker
bring
on
up
Gwen,
that
you need to teach
I
him.
know are passionate about Elyoya. You think this split...
Well, he's
and,
right here in
dare
the
I say
chat.
This year, he's been underrated a bit.
Hell yeah, thoughts.
You know, Yike going to KC with G2 bringing in Skumon. Elyoya is always and should be, I think, in that conversation for a top 3 jungler.
Yeah, I think he's been absolutely insane. The ability
Good,
to
it's
shadow
wrong.
his lanes when they need to.
That sounds like
constantly
you're
being
gonna have
able
to
cover,
1v1 each other.
Especially in a game like where even the last game, you're looking at 3
Sounds like it's gonna have
carries
to be
across
time for
the
be a
board,
1v1.
all of them wanting to push and being vulnerable at all points in time. He does a good job of tracking his opponent.
Yeah.
And traditionally, he's been on more of the, the tank picks. His most
I played
Skarner,
Gwen in
Sage
Tilt
1.
Challenger in
This is now his
jungle.
second
Velia
game
is
with
losing in
Zinzao,
low master.
But it's been much
Who's
more
the
about
pro
him
player? That's
supporting
what
his
I thought.
teammates, but you still get to see
Oh my God.
when he has his moments, he can
Oh
still
my
shine
god,
on
he
some
needs
of
a
these
1v1.
He really can, and again, like...
You need to
it's nice
1v1
see
now.
things like Zinzao too, because here in the split, it's only been 1-1-3 who's actually pulled it out the most. Everyone else, it's a game or middling too, like Malrang has set up there. Alvaro going to flash away. He's crashed down, gets him out. Good side step
losing Rel
from the
flash
deadly
sucks.
flash from Magnustorm in response, so it's irrelevant. Has to burn his own flashes. The Stranglethorn's out. Elyoya has got his ulti out, but a Winter's Bite concussive blows slows him down. But here's Jojo to separate the circle of death. Again, you need to take it to Mount Doom, but BDS haven't even got out of the Shire. Super flashing
The
away.
Shire.
Laser ain't there, but Unk is in the middle of it all. His Chaos Storm
Unk?
looks great, but
Oh,
too
Nuke.
much in the way.
Did you just call Nuke
Koi
Unk?
are just so much better. Game 1, game 2 in BDS's face. Ice has to deal with it. He flushes away. That's Jojo getting out, but there's more where that came from.
Godlike.
Elyoya once again showing his superiority. Koi are just
Does Sinza have attack speed or what?
Top 4 team
Oh, yes,
shown
Triforce.
here.
BDS went for the Hail Mary play, hoping to find a pick, but it's intercepted and run.
Man, I think Koi just smashed him in draft 2 games in a row.
Koi looking at the end zone and looking to end it right here.
Well, how can they? I mean, the only question is, what have they got left? It's 10 seconds for Nuke, so it doesn't stop here, but it's the optimism that they will go and end it, Dagda. As we look at this replay, and Alvaro's such a bait.
But it's a good idea, but Irrelevant just doesn't quite get the CC that he needs, doesn't hit the rock. So Alvaro gets to flash away. Oyoya, the can't touch me that we were talking about, aimed to tank up the forward shot from Ice. And then Movistar Koi, the Avengers, pulling out from every which way. The ult from Supa finishes off members, and now it's Paris that's going to fall as well. One more notch on the belt
Killing
of
spree.
Movistar Koi.
Velia, you need to practice Sinzao. This champ is absurdly broken.
And they're going to lose more.
And 113 came in,
It's so
thinking he
busted,
could
that
do it
champ. I
again.
can't believe my eyes.
Dagda, we better call MC Hammer because Elyoya pulling the copyright. Another kill and another notch, as you said, to add onto the belt. Irrelevant running for his life, but Jojo is about to find him.
If you get
in
good at
range.
Sinzao,
Slow
you
is
can
good,
play less
but Irrelevant
Maokai.
staying away from the
Bolts.
base is also a good thing for Koi.
I mean, he has his TP up shortly, but I don't really know if he's going to get enough time to get away. Jojo still chasing him down. Should have the Between Worlds to hop over. There it is.
if you get Velia, if you get
tower shots?
Velia, if you get
Maybe
the
he
challenger,
executes
I'll gift
one.
you 200 subs.
No, Irrelevant still running. Elyoya is going to find him.
I think at this stage, yeah.
Wait.
No, there's the TP.
Elyoya.
Random W.
No.
Oh, had to guessed wrong, but it's
If you
still.
get challenger in the next
TP
4
down
weeks,
around
I'll
the
give you 200
back in
subs.
base and 20 seconds until
And
now.
Crowny, if you get challenger in the next 4 weeks, I'll give you 200
BDS
subs as
fans
well.
Clapping in the audience, probably. Nice, Irrelevant. At this
But
game,
you got to take silver linings at
yeah,
this stage.
you have to. It's a 10k gold lead at 24 minutes into the game. Sol coming up in 10 seconds, Baron in 30. If BDS lose one more fight, their mid lane is open.
Reckless?
And
Reckless
an
is already
easy window
challenger.
to
He's
end the
almost
game.
challenger on
Jojo
3
also
accounts.
shepherding that top wave in. BDS have to look in 4 different directions at once, and I don't know how they do that.
Not very well, is my guess. As BDS, this is still just such an awkward position because Alvaro just controls this space and you get to do nothing. Like, he is a one-man army at this
That
stage.
Monesi
BDS
from G2
slowly
just got
starting
sold to
retake
Team
those
Falcons.
was able to move
Fact.
around, but Mirren
Breaking
sent
news
them
from the
back
Caedrel
again.
stream.
Them retaking, as you said, Dagda, call it again. You can't touch this. Nuke runs away. He's got good zone control, and the Stranglethorns would be great, but Jojo has come in with a monster flank. I would do the monster match because you can only dance as BDS to shed away the tears. Ice is in trouble as well. Jojo looking for the final nail, the final piece. And
Velia
Jin
says
running
free
for his life
subs.
is
Wait, do you think
slowed
you can hit
down.
challenge in 3
Koi
weeks, Velia?
have killed
Or in
all,
4 weeks? I don't know.
but Ice in their way.
But they've killed the hopes of BDS. The minion wave is here.
The good
They're
news
running
is
past
Koi
the
looks
terror. The
good.
Nexus in their
It's
sights.
good.
There should be no doubt Koi have shown
Looks
up
good.
against Team Heretics now against BDS 2-0 faction. If you're looking for a team to root for outside
Bad
the
news
mix
is
of KC and G2 right now,
BDS looks
Koi is
fucking
where you
atrocious.
find the faithful looking damn clean here in week 3.
BDS look fucking rough.
It was a 0-2 start from Movistar Koi that's now gone to 1-2, that's gone 2-2, and it feels inevitable that winning column is going to continue to rise for Movistar Koi. Another statement series against BDS.
And it is so nice to see Jojo firing off as well. What I thought was
Ibai called me out. Whoa, 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 what did Ibai do? What did Ibai do? Whoa, 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 what did I get called out for?
When he'll carry and put him on Vara's top, he'll carry. Mirwin still showing strength, and as we talked about, Elyoya is.
What did he say? What did he say?
Key player of the series, though.
Caedrel beef.
No queremos el alma de montaña. Caedrel, nos pusiste al nivel de BDS. Ay, Caedrel, no me hagas enfadarme. Estos están al nivel de BDS, no me toques los huevos. El nexo que va a caer, fácil y sencillo. 25.
He said, Caedrel put us on the same level as BDS.
This was much more of a team effort than anything.
Don't fucking play with my balls. It's like a Spanish expression. Don't touch my balls.
It feels like so hard to vote for any one individual player. Like for BDS, we need to
Hey,
kinda
my bad.
crack the whip a
Hey,
bit
lo siento
because,
mucho,
you know,
papi.
BDS 113 has had
Tu equipo está muy fuerte.
many stellar moments,
Me
but
gusta
also, like, it
mucho
doesn't
más
feel like they're
mejor.
on the same page, Dagda.
It just feels like everyone is
Nos aguantamos
lacking that
y vamos
patience.
para
That's
más.
kind of what we were talking about already, right? Like they are.
I have to call him Pappy, bro. Bro, I had to call him Pappy. He just said, "Lick my balls." Okay, I'm sorry.
Like he was actually able to cover, was in a decent spot, but then it came to like team fights and they overextend, and someone's gone to the wrong side of the map, or you know they haven't set up where their TP player should be. There's a couple of things that just start to fall through, and I think that's
all right, chat.
The rug.
Chattermans, I gotta go because I've been streaming a while now. I'll be back tomorrow with LEC on Monday night and Los Ratones scrims tomorrow. Los Ratones scrims tomorrow and LEC on Monday night. And then on Tuesday, I don't know what the fuck's happening. And then on Wednesday, we got Los Ratones playoffs best of 3 and LCK is back. Big pace. All right. Big kiss. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Deal? Deal? Where's chat? I don't see you. That doesn't work. There it is. All right. See you tomorrow, chat. Bye. Shout out to the lurkers, bidders, gifted, shout out to Starbucks, donuts, resubers. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good evening. Have you a good morning. Wherever in the world, take care, sleep well, stay safe, and enjoy.